last game we have here. Let's talk about these Los Angeles Rams playing the Titans. Sunday Night Football. We thought that this should have been a boat race. Derrick Henry's done for majority of the year, if not the entire year. They said indefinitely there are not optimism around him coming back this season. And since there is no optimism about him coming back this season, there's a chance that this ain't going to go down. But the Rams could not make it happen. Matt Stafford turned back into Stat Padford. He threw the ball 48 times, 31 completions, 294 yards, and a tutty. And they lost to the Titans 28-16. Literally, the entire start of the game was Matt Stafford throwing a bad interception. So the defense got them in the red zone immediately, actually on the goal, first and goal after that interception, because he tried to avoid a sack that would have led to a safety, which wouldn't have been a safety because of forward progress. He would have just been at the half-yard line. Another story there. And then he threw a pick six, like a possession or so next. And then so he got beat by Ryan Tannehill, who only threw for 143 yards. And they ran for 69 yards. So in this game, Jimmy, Jimmy, the Rams gave up 194 yards, which is lower than what Buffalo gave up to Jacksonville.
Right.
The Rams had 347 total yards in this game. So, Jimmy, is it fair to say that there should be some concerns in Los Angeles? I said turds. Is there some concerns in Los Angeles with the Rams?
Yes, there should definitely be concerns with what happened with the Rams because, and I admit, I was conflicted about this game because on one hand, I decided this season to adopt the Rams as my secondary team because it was my late father's favorite team. I don't know how I became a fan of the division rival 49ers, but I have, so I decided to adopt them. And when you adopt a team, you want them to win. You have warm feelings about them. You buy T-shirts. You do all this stuff.
All the warm and fuzzies,
right?
yeah.
So I watched this as a Rams fan. I watched this as a Rams fan. So you have that side of it. But the other side of it is how they lost. I love seeing teams lose this way. I love seeing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'll explain. I love seeing finesse teams like the Golden State Warriors. I love seeing finesse teams just get out physical all game long. And that's exactly what this Tennessee team did. They came in there and they physically punished them the entire game. That 300-plus yards, total yards that the Rams had, those were scared yards. They were running away, trying to get away from Tennessee. There was a play, I think it was Jeffrey Simons, who it might have been one of the other guys, Autry, one of the defensive linemen, who literally, now I never played football, you did, but they have those sleds, right, that the linemen practice on.
They push it up.
That he literally pushed one of the offensive linemen for the Rams back and back and back into Matthew Stafford, who I don't know why he didn't go either direction away from that. On the way to sacking him, he backs him up into the quarterback, moves him out of the way, then sacks him before Stafford has had or has thought to do anything other than get sacked. So that's when you know you are being physically dominated by an opponent who is out there just having fun ragdolling you.
Just ragdolling.
That's exactly what they did, and that's what other teams can adopt. So, like, for instance, if they come against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs, you take Tampa. Don't worry about the point spread. Take Tampa because they have the guys on defense to out-physical that team just like they did the Kansas City Chiefs.
Vita Vea just run right
So
through
seeing
them.
that, I'm concerned because there's no answer for that. There is no answer for teams who are more physical and stronger than you coming in there and asserting their physical dominance over you. There is really little you can do.
No, you're right, because the craziest concern about that is I said this from the beginning. I've gotten backlash from saying this, and I'm going to repeat this to all of you.
Okay.
There will be one reason why the Rams do not win the Super Bowl. His name is Matt Stafford. Period. That doesn't mean Matt Stafford is not good.
Right.
It's that the defense is going to do their job. They held them to 194 yards of offense. Mm-hmm. And it's mainly because the Titans the start of their possession was always favorable. They didn't have to go far to get these touchdowns. They didn't have to go far or anything because Matt Stafford was making all the bonehead plays he would make in Detroit. Someone else mentioned this. He's the least scrutinized number one quarterback probably in NFL history. No one truly scrutinized him. He was in Detroit. So we felt bad for him, and I got that. But he also had Calvin Johnson for like his entire entirety of his career. So he had a wide receiver who was getting doubled that he could still throw to and would still catch it while trying to get it to other people. Calvin Johnson's a Hall of Famer for a reason. For even the short amount of time he played in the NFL, he was that freaking dominant. Matt Stafford is the only problem that the Rams have, and if Matt Stafford can do his part, I promise you the Rams will win it all. But the days that he don't do his part, this is what you're going to see.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you something else I think happened too. The beginning of the season, how we incurred the wrath of Tennessee Titans fans with our assessment of the team that they're good, not great, will go to the playoffs but won't get through it, is I think that they showed that video to certain members of the Tennessee Titans team.
They sent it to him in a videotape.
But I think that only one of us truly pissed them off, and I think that was me, because you were talking about Ryan Tannehill, their quarterback, that he's good, but he's not going to elevate you. And in this game, Tannehill only had 143 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, so he wasn't the reason why they won the game. I said I have questions about the defense. I'm not sure about this defense. I don't know if you have any elite players. I don't know if even if Derrick Henry runs for 250 yards, if you can stop the other team from running for 300. And I think that really pissed off Tennessee and the defensive players because they've been physical a lot. Their victories have involved some type of physicality. And when you think about it, if you're physical like this on defense and then you have a physical runner when he was on the field like Derrick Henry on offense, that automatically makes you one of the most physical teams in the NFL, meaning you can have a psychological edge over the team you're about to play if they know it's going to be a fist fight on both sides of the ball all 4 quarters.
Jimmy, they are a 20th ranked defense in DVOA, 14th in pass, 28th in run.
And did that last night.
That tells me more about the Rams than it did about Tennessee. But I think that Tennessee has done a good job overall defensively. They've done enough. And as long as the offense do their part, because like my favorite thing to say, I say this every show, every single segment, video you see, every podcast version of this you listen to, the offense has to help the defense and the defense has to help the offense. If they do each other, they do their parts. Just like in a marriage, in a relationship, in a partnership, if you do your part, things usually flourish and do very well. And in that game, the Rams defense did all the work while Matt Stafford was sitting Matt Stafford was sitting on the couch eating potato chips, asking where my dinner at. Ma, meatloaf tonight? Ma.